Okay, so I'm here today with my friend Mark, and we're going to talk a little bit about working while overseas, working online. So I know a lot of you guys are out there concerned about your budget. I know I was, and so I just met Mark a few days ago. We've hit it off. We're good friends now. We've been out with the ladies.
Let's not talk about that.
And anyway. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and then just kind of tell them a little bit about your background and also about your work that you do online.
Okay. Well, I worked on cruise ships for over 30 years, traveling around the world. And
How old are you?
64.
64. Okay.
Yeah, I just turned last July. And been to over 100 countries. Never been to the Philippines. And I met a lot of crew members on the ships I worked on, where I was art director and cruise director. And they were from the Philippines. And they're always like some of the nicest people you'd ever want to meet. Everywhere I went, like the first ship I would get on, I'd get on a ship, and the first people I would meet would usually be the Filipinos. They worked in all departments. And they were always helpful, you know, telling you where things are, be friendly to you. And they always said, come to the Philippines, come to the Philippines. So it was always in the back of my mind.
Right.
But I had never had any intention of living here. And kind of like you, my story, I had everything turned sour and back in America, you know, business partners that screwed me over for a couple $1 million and a few other things happened. And I just one day I said, you know, I've had it with America. I sold everything I owned and bought a one-way ticket to the Philippines after watching some videos on YouTube, and decided to come to Dumaguete and rented a place up at the Pyramid House that's up by Casa Aurora Falls for 10 days. Looked for an apartment, found this place, and was here. And then, like you said, like I'm on Social Security, which is, you know, I've still got bills I'm paying back in America, you know, credit cards and stuff. So I said, well, I need to find something to make a little extra money.
Okay.
And I'd heard of guys tutoring English online, but you need a degree to do that. You need to have a teaching degree to do that, or at least a college degree, which I don't have. And so I searched on Google, teach English, no degree required. And of course, there's a lot of bogus sites. I finally came across one called Cambly. And their basic concept is people around the world would like to practice their English with someone who's not going to criticize them, and like just a friendly chat with a native English speaker. That's all they want. And so you do a video interview, which I did, and you send that in. And it took a couple months to hear back from them. Actually, I didn't hear back from them the first time, so I applied again and sent off another video, and they got back to me within like 5 days.
Okay, so just to reiterate,
Yeah,
there's an outfit that's online, and it's called Cambly.
yeah, Cambly,
Cambly.
BLY. Yeah,
Cambly. So you're working for them,
right.
and you're speaking to, you get paid, what, $10 an hour?
Well, they do it per minute, actually. It's 17 cents per minute, which works out to $10 an hour.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
17 cents a minute, and you do anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour and a half.
Actually, from 5 minutes to an hour and a half. What they do is they give out samples, like free samples. If you go to the website and register, and you can get, I'm not sure how they work this out, but some people will get a free trial for 5 minutes, talk to any tutor you want for 5 minutes, and other ones get 15 minutes. But it doesn't matter, you get paid.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if it's a free one, because you get paid anyway the same.
And am I correct in that most of the clients that you speak to, excuse me, are Chinese?
No.
Okay.
No, they're not. You cannot put them in a bucket, any of them. There's no average student. There's absolutely no, which kind of makes it fun. Like in an evening, I might talk to a 6-year-old boy from Saudi Arabia, a 35-year-old pilot from Italy, a 50-year-old doctor from Turkey, a nomad from Saudi Arabia who's lived in the desert for his family for thousands of years, and his family has 100 camels and goats and donkeys, and they just travel around the desert. His father's 100 years old and has 5 wives and 30 children. Or I might talk to a woman in Brazil who is a motivational speaker, and she wanted to talk to me. And so I never know who it's going to be. And that's the fun of it. It's almost like Uber in a way, because a call will come in, and it rings on like a Skype call comes in, and you see like their name, and you can sometimes figure out where they're from, but you accept the call, and then it tells you how many minutes. It might be 5 minutes, it might be 30 minutes, it might be an hour.
Okay.
And then it loads. It takes a second for it to load, and they pop up. And then, you're off to the races. So you introduce yourself, just like you met somebody, at a
Like
hotel.
we're talking right
yeah,
now.
just like you met somebody, on the street or whatever. And you start a conversation with them. You introduce yourself, they introduce you. And the whole idea is to get them to, like, the one thing you have to stop yourself from doing is they'll say something about a topic that you know a ton of things about. They'll ask you about a country or ancient history or whatever. And your first inclination, if you were in a normal conversation, is to just tell your story. Oh, wow, let me tell you about what happened to me when I was in Egypt. That's not what you want to do. You want to say, yeah, I was in Egypt. I loved it. Have you ever been there? Tell me about when you were there. Because we're practicing their English, not yours.
But that's the primary goal here.
Yeah.
This isn't like for lonely people that want to talk to
No,
someone.
no.
All right, this is for,
However, that does happen.
yeah, I figured.
It does happen.
This is to improve their language skills in English.
Yeah,
Am I correct?
yes.
Okay.
But like, for example, I had a young man who's called me 3 times from China, and he's in university, and he had to write a paper, and it was the paper was to talk about himself, but he had to use a sponge, had to be in the story. Like, they were doing that to make him be creative. So he said,
Gotcha.
okay, you have to talk about yourself, but you
So
have
instead
to.
of being creative, he called you.
Yeah, but no, he didn't. Because you have to weave the sponge into the story, and he worked hours on this. It was like a 5-minute speech, and he was so nervous about doing the speech. And so anyway, he calls me back, and he sends me the speech. I read it, made some corrections in it, and cleaned it up a little bit. And then I had him read it aloud to me, and he was real nervous.
Cool.
And I said, okay, now again. And finally, he was really relaxed. I said, this is an excellent speech. You're gonna, and he was like so happy that I thought it was good. It really was a good speech. And so he went ahead in class the next day. He was all prepared. He was relaxed, and he did really well with it. I think he got a really good grade. But then also, I had a lady from Vietnam. You're talking about lonely people. She called me last night. She's from Vietnam, 25 years old, married, had a really good job. Can't remember what it was, but some job with a company. But apparently the way it works in Vietnam is when you get married, you move in with your husband's family.
Okay.
And so she had moved in with her husband's family, who included like a mother, a father, 3 sisters, and several children. And as the new wife of the husband, it was her job to take care of everybody, to cook all the meals, to clean the house. Like, she was like Cinderella, literally like Cinderella. And anyway, to make a long story short, she was miserable and realized she made a terrible mistake in marrying this guy. They had a 1-year-old child, and she was thinking, like, this is my life for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
And she thought about divorce, and he told her that if she left him, he would kill her. And so she's like in tears. And all of a sudden, like, from teaching English, I'm trying to console this wonderful young woman who's a prisoner in these other people's house, and she's trapped into this life she can't get out.
Wow.
And so there's a call, and then I had a call with a 6-year-old boy from Saudi Arabia. And try having a conversation with a 6-year-old from any country
Right.
for half an hour, and his English is his second language. And his parents put him on there to practice his English, which was actually pretty good. And so we talked about video games, which I know nothing about. We talked about his puppy. And then he said he had a YouTube channel. And that got him excited about talking about the YouTube channel. And he had 16 followers. Which, as we know on YouTube, that's not many.
Well, that's more than I got.
But anyway, I said I will follow. I said I will subscribe. I will subscribe. So I subscribed while we were online. I went over and subscribed. He went and checked to make sure I wasn't lying to him. He was so happy he had an
Sure.
extra subscriber.
Sure.
But yeah,
So anyway, that's pretty cool. I mean, you talk to a variety of people
yeah,
about a variety of topics,
Yeah.
and you can pretty much set your schedule, from what I understand, the way
Yeah.
you want to.
Thanks.
So you're set up, and so the week before you can say, I want to work Sunday, Monday, be off Wednesday, work Thursday, and then.
Well, no, it's
Yeah.
not quite that easy.
Okay,
They have what's called priority hours.
that's right.
They have priority hours, and so they show the schedule. You can click on it anytime during the week, but it seems like on Monday when there's the most available. So, like, for example, Monday I clicked on priority hours, and it showed the whole week. And basically everything was available all day long, from 3 o'clock in the morning till midnight. And so I went on there and you click on all the hours that you want for the whole week, and they're yours. And so what happens on a priority hour is that you log on, you're agreeing to be online from 8 to 9 or whenever it is you put on for that hour. And then what they'll do is they will make you a priority tutor, and any students that call in, they will try and push them to you.
Okay.
And so that's great. Like when I'm on priority hour, literally, I'll talk to somebody, that call will end, and boom, I'll get another one. I mean, so literally, there's no downtime. Sometimes there is, but usually there's not.
But you do have some control as to what time you're going to be available.
Yeah. I can not log on for a month if I don't want to, or 6 months. It doesn't matter. And
That's
I can
kind
choose.
of what I was thinking.
Yeah, it is.
Is that you get this schedule and you can say, okay, I'll take these priority hours on Monday.
Yeah.
And it might be from 9 to 5 or something like that.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
Yeah,
So,
but
okay.
but the thing is though, sometimes you'll log on, there will be no priority hours available, none.
Okay.
Like I've seen before, like last week, I logged on to schedule my week out, and there was like 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. That was it for the entire day. The rest were not there. And then like in 3 or 4 days, there was nothing. And then on Friday, there was a couple of hours. On Sunday, it was a whole bunch. And so you never know. So when you log on and you see all these hours available, you want to, snatch them up real quick, because you can cancel, but they prefer you do it 12 hours before.
Okay.
But
So from what I'm hearing is that on any given week, you may be busy, you may not be busy.
yes,
So it's not something that you would want to
count on.
completely rely on.
No, it's like extra.
Yeah, so
income.
that's kind of the point of this video, guys, is that there's one guy, no, there's two guys that I know that work over here, and that's their single source of income. They work online teaching English or doing something similar to this Cambly thing. I personally couldn't take that kind of stress. I rest assured every month I'm going to get my little Social Security check, and it's going to be there. So I don't ever have to really stress about my rent or food or anything else. But it's always nice to have extra money. And in your situation, you've got some credit cards you're trying to knock out. So you want to make $1,000 a month and knock those puppies out as quick as possible.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
like you said before in your other videos, things happen to people like our buddy Mel.
big time.
And you never know. And it's every month something happens usually.
Big time. I had a real nice security blanket, if you will, tucked away in the United States of money that I actually burned through quite a bit of, and in my first months here.
Yeah.
And that's a video unto itself. But I'm going to do this Cambly thing just for the sake of, it's a little extra cash. I won't do it a lot. I'll probably make $200-300 a month tops. But it's something to do.
Yes.
As opposed to, because here's my schedule real quick. What I normally do 7 days out of 7 almost is I get up early. I'm an early bird.
Me too.
I'll do my thing in the morning. I'll jicky jack around, and then around 9 or 10 o'clock, I'm out of the house. And I'm usually meeting somebody for a cup of coffee, breakfast, whatever, or I'll take May somewhere and we'll do something. But at the end of the day, I'm back by maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I'll usually go out again at around 7 or 8 o'clock at night if I do go out, because I want to wait for the sun to go down. Between 2 and 5, 6 o'clock, it's super hot and humid and just uncomfortable. Yeah. And you're tired, or I'm tired because I'm 64 years old and I've been buzzing around on my gay little scooter all day. So come home, and now it's really just kind of like watch the same old crap that they've got on TV, or watch the same old crap that's on Netflix, or take a nap. So this is a golden opportunity, I think, for guys like me, that it never hurts to have some little extra money coming in, and I can kill 2 or 3 or 4 hours kind of constructively.
Yeah.
And it's apparent, according to you, it's just entertaining these people.
Well, it's not that, but it's like, it's a bit of a life coach if you got those skills.
Yeah.
And I've helped people, that had low self-confidence, for example, in their life altogether, afraid that they were shy. I've helped people get over that. And so a lot of times when I finish, my day, however many hours I do on it, I'm all jacked up from just feeling good about helping people and having an interest. You ever have an interesting conversation with a new person just melted?
Sure.
And also you got this new friend, you had this fantastic conversation about physics or science or a place you travel to, and you feel good. And another good thing is for guys especially that have moved here, and maybe you haven't met anybody. Maybe you're lonely. I mean, this gets you right over that because all of a sudden, like, you just spent 3 hours with people from all over the world having a great conversation. And when it's all over, you're not lonely anymore. You got to talk to people. You got to
Yeah.
make some friends, even though you'll never see them again. You had a cool conversation.
There's a lot of videos that could follow up this video of what Mark's mentioned. Loneliness in the Philippines. I've already touched on depression issues, money issues, time management, just keeping some sort of a balance going in your day-to-day going. Because when you're retired and everything just kind of grinds to a halt,
Yeah.
and you don't have to check in every day and punch the time clock or report to somebody or do a deadline, I think the biggest obstacle for a lot of guys over here is just time management. They've got so much time on their hands and they don't really know what to do with it. And two things can happen. Number one, you can try to fill that up with something else, such as drugs or alcohol or all that kind of stuff. And now you're going to compound your problem because you're still going to be lonely,
Right.
but now you're going to be drunk and lonely. And you're also going to be out of some money because you probably made some poor decisions while you were drunk. I'm speaking from experience.
And what's nice about this is they pay you every Monday. Yeah. I'm not going to go there. They pay you every Monday.
I have no shame.
And also, they show you, like, say you finish a call with someone,
Yeah.
you can go to history. It shows you exactly how many minutes you've talked to that person, exactly how much you've got in the bank, how much money to the penny. And then at the end of the week, they send you a PayPal. They pay you by PayPal, and they're never late. It always shows up. There's the money from PayPal. I go to PayPal, transfer it to my bank account. And as long as you take it the following day, it's free. So you don't lose anything in the transfer. No taxes taken out, no fees, no nothing. If I make $180 or $480, it goes right in my bank account exactly.
Perfect.
And it's a great little bonus. It really is. I mean, I love it.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up, but I want a couple of bullet points. Number one, if you're here in the Philippines or anywhere, Vietnam, wherever you're watching this thing from, you can sign up for this Cambly deal.
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And I would, if this is specific, and so you can start making some money if you pass the test.
Well,
Right? Because you know a guy,
yeah.
we won't mention who,
Yeah.
that did a video and they
Yeah.
said, no, we don't
Yeah,
want
they do not hire everybody, so don't get your hopes up. It's like
That's right.
You get you send in an audition tape,
Okay.
and they decide to hire you, and they'll get back to you and say you've been approved, your account's set up, you're good to go, log on. But they suggest you watch some videos that they've got on their website from other tutors on exactly what is expected of you. Like, for example, you cannot give out personal information like your email address, your Facebook, none of that. You can't do that.
Okay.
Which I did to a Russian girl, but it was worth it.
Hey.
So
I'm with you. So anyway, here's my friendly suggestion. If you're coming over here and you're concerned, or maybe you're even not concerned, but you're thinking about, do I have enough money to make it over here? My friendly suggestion, if I had it to do all over again, there's a lot of things that I would have changed prior to coming here, but I can't change them. But you can. So here's one little piece of advice. I would go ahead and, even if you're not sure if you're going to do it, I would sign up for this deal. There's no charge.
yeah, it's free.
You make your video, you see if you get approved for it, and then if you decide that you want to do it, that part's out of the way. You might have a month or two waiting period, and you may get over here and you may want to go to work. You may be in Canada right now watching this, and you may be saying, I could use an extra $200 a month and start doing it right there from home. Okay, and
Yeah.
finance your trip over.
You just put in your time zone. You click on your time zone. If you move from Canada to Philippines, you just change your time zone. It doesn't affect anything. It just makes you available, to those students. The students actually see you, who's online, what tutors are online, and you have your own bio and a picture, kind of like Facebook, and they choose, oh, he's interesting, she's interesting, I want that tutor, and they click on it, and if you're available, the call's connected. Simple as that.
Yeah. So if you haven't done it already, it's something I did before I got over here because I thought I was going to do a YouTube channel prior to coming here from America. And I never did it until a month and a half ago. And that was 2.5 years ago. So, but what I had done was I set up a YouTube channel and I set up a Google account and I set up a PayPal account. And it's a little labor intensive on the computer, especially for me. So that's my friendly little recommendation here off of this video, is to go ahead and set up things such as PayPal, Google. I don't know about YouTube, but if you want to do this Cambry deal, go ahead and try to get your audition tape in. And that way you can either start teaching or you can start trying it out, see if you like it or you hate it. And then when you get over here, you can continue it. There's a lot of digital nomads running around these days. There's a lot of 30-somethings that are not working brick and mortar places. They're just online. And I think this is a chance for us older guys to kind of stay in the game with them a little bit and make a few bucks.
Now, this is just one thing. There's many, many things I talk to other people that they're doing. You know, it depends on your skills.
Yeah.
There's so many things you can do.
All right. So we're going to sign off. So they're supposed to subscribe, right?
Yeah. Make sure you subscribe.
Make sure you subscribe.
Click that bell.
There's according to Google, I have a 50% base of females on my YouTube channel. Is there anything you want to tell the females before we go?
I'm single.
Hey, Mark's single. That's good news. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.